The Great Sphinx of Giza, situated on the west bank of the Nile River in Egypt, is a massive and impressive structure. It is one of the oldest and most significant monuments in the world, and has captured the imagination of archaeologists, adventurers, and curious minds for centuries. The Sphinx is a statue with the head of a human and the body of a lion, a mythical creature found in various cultures around the world. However, the Great Sphinx of Giza is unique and stands out from the others. This magnificent structure is believed to have been constructed more than 4,000 years ago under the orders of Pharaoh Khafre. It is a testament to the incredible engineering skills and artistic prowess of the ancient Egyptians. The Great Sphinx is carved out of a single block of limestone and stands at a height of 20 meters and a length of 73 meters, making it an awe-inspiring sight to behold. Despite the impressive feat of construction, the Great Sphinx of Giza remains shrouded in mystery. Over the years, many strange and intriguing theories have emerged about the purpose and origin of the Sphinx. One of the most fascinating is the idea that the lost city of Atlantis is buried beneath the Sphinx and that it will be discovered by the end of the 20th century. This theory has fueled the curiosity of archaeologists and researchers, who continue to explore the area in search of clues and evidence. The Great Sphinx of Giza is an impressive monument that required a massive workforce to construct. According to historians, it took over 2,000 manual workers and at least 3 years to build. Unlike other structures that were built by stacking stones, the Sphinx was carved from a single block of limestone. Standing at a height of about 22 meters, the Sphinx is an architectural marvel that continues to awe visitors to this day. The question of who built the Sphinx has long been a subject of debate. Some historians have speculated that the workers who built the monument were enslaved foreigners. However, this theory has been disproven by archaeological discoveries. In one instance, a cemetery was discovered near the Sphinx, which contained the remains of the workers who built it. The design of the cemetery was not as grand as those of important people in ancient Egypt, but it was more personalized, with inscriptions that recorded the names of the inhabitants. This, along with the titles of the cemetery's inhabitants and evidence of rewards, shows that the workers who built the Sphinx were not slaves, but workers who were employed and rewarded for their labor. Further evidence of the workers' status comes from the remains found in the area. The team led by Mark Leonard discovered mostly male cattle under the age of 2, indicating that the workers were provided with prime beef, a luxury that would not have been given to slaves. The Egyptian government also confirms that the workers were not slaves, as their diet was not consistent with that of slaves. The purpose of the Sphinx has been a topic of much debate, but many archaeologists and Egyptologists believe that it was built during the Old Kingdom of Egypt, around 2600 BC, under the reign of Pharaoh Khafre. Khafre oversaw the construction of the Great Sphinx of Giza, which is located adjacent to a life-size statue of him that was discovered in a nearby temple ruin. Khafre was known for building pyramids and temples, and was the son of Pharaoh Khufu, who is famous for building the tallest pyramid in Egypt. The Great Sphinx of Giza was constructed near Khafre's pyramid, which was less than 10 feet shorter than the tallest pyramid in Egypt at the time. The Sphinx was considered an engineering marvel at the time, and many Egyptian geologists believe that it was one of the most impressive structures ever built in ancient Egypt. Despite the impressive construction of the Sphinx, over time it has suffered significant deterioration. The exterior features of the Sphinx are mostly intact, but in some cases, parts of it have been damaged by human factors such as wars or reckless excavation. In other cases, natural factors such as sand and wind erosion have caused different parts of the Sphinx to deteriorate at different rates. For example, the lion's body up to its neck has undergone significant deterioration, as it is crafted from softer layers of limestone. In contrast, the head is better preserved, but has still undergone significant changes over the years. One example of human-inflicted damage to the Sphinx occurred in the late 20th century, when it was discovered that long sticks had been inserted into the nose area. One stick was placed below the bridge, and another was placed under the nostril, which ultimately caused the nose to fall off. This has resulted in the nose's disappearance, estimated to be about 1 meter long, to this day. Pictorial drawings of the Sphinx from 1737 by Frederick Lewis Norden show that the nose was missing even then, and a later archaeological study by Mark Leonard claimed that the nose was deliberately broken off, removing all doubts that the Sphinx originally had a nose. Despite the deterioration and damage that the Sphinx has suffered over the years, it remains an important and fascinating monument to ancient Egyptian civilization. Its purpose may be a subject of debate, but its construction and design continue to intrigue and captivate visitors from all over the world. The Great Sphinx of Giza is a monumental statue located near the three Great Pyramids at Giza, Egypt. It was built by the ancient Egyptians to serve as a guardian of the pyramids and a representation of the pharaoh's power and authority. However, over time, the Sphinx came to have different religious and spiritual meanings. There are various accounts of what happened to the Sphinx's nose and other parts of its body. One theory suggests that the nose was destroyed by a cannon during the Napoleonic War, while another suggests that the beard was an original part of the statue and its absence damages the statue's jaw. The Sphinx was originally constructed with a multicolored appearance, with red, blue, and yellow pigments used to decorate the statue. However, over time, the colors faded and the Sphinx took on a monochromatic beige appearance. The Sphinx is an important part of the ancient Egyptian belief in the journey to the afterlife, and it is believed to have been used to transfer solar energy to the pyramids. The Giza Plateau, where the Sphinx is located, is part of a sacred machine designed to maintain earthly and divine order. Over time, the Sphinx took on different spiritual meanings. During the New Egyptian Kingdom period, it was referred to as a horizon by the Egyptians, meaning that it was seen as the course of the horizon in the sky. Later, the Sphinx became associated with the god Horus and was worshipped as a cult nutward by the Egyptians. One pharaoh, Thutmose IV, claimed to have had a dream in which the Sphinx complained about its condition and offered to make him the next pharaoh if he agreed to restore the statue. Thutmose IV agreed, and the Sphinx became a symbol of his spiritual authority. Despite its spiritual significance, the Sphinx has suffered damage over time. In the past, people have tried to excavate and explore the area around the Sphinx, which has led to the statue becoming off balance and losing some of its toes. As a result, the Egyptian government has banned drilling and explosives around most of the ancient monuments to preserve their integrity. The Sphinx at Giza has a rich history that has fascinated people for centuries. The Sphinx was likely built during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre in the 4th dynasty, around 2500 BC. It was carved from a single piece of limestone and originally painted in bright colors. Over time, the Sphinx took on religious significance, with the cult of the Sphinx growing during the New Kingdom period in ancient Egypt. The Sphinx was associated with the god Horus and referred to as a horizon that shaped the course of the sun. The Sphinx was also believed to have spiritual power and was thought to be able to influence the future. One popular theory about the Sphinx is that there is a secret passageway underneath it that contains the history of a lost civilization. This theory, proposed by Edgar Cayce, has not been proven by any archaeological investigations, and many questions about the Sphinx remain unanswered. Archaeologists continue to study the Sphinx and its surrounding complex to provide factual responses to the questions that have been raised for years. While the Sphinx's true history and purpose may never be fully known, it remains an iconic symbol of ancient Egyptian civilization and a testament to the incredible architectural and artistic achievements of the time.